Hey, and welcome to my channel, Big Check Energy. I'm Tiffany. I'm a certified HR professional here in Atlanta. And this channel is just here to provide you with any useful information, whether it's regarding resumes, getting hired, getting fired, or anything of the like. Okay. I like to say I just provide resources for humans. So if this is your first time stopping by, I don't know how you found me, but I appreciate it. Feel free to like and subscribe. If you're a returning visitor, as always, I appreciate the watch. So recently, we've had tons of layoffs in the news. Typically, the tech companies are the ones that people have been paying attention to because they can be indicative of things to come. And I know everyone says we're either in the beginnings of the recession or we're in it, depending on your personal place in life. But the recession is coming. Now's the time to kind of prepare yourself for the worst. That's what a lot of people are saying. And as part of that, since a lot of people are currently looking for jobs or will be looking for jobs, I feel like someone needs to make a point to point out that criminals are still around. Criminals never take time off, even during the holiday season. So people being laid off right now is sort of like this perfect storm to take advantage of people who are job seekers. When you're looking for jobs, there are going to be tons of opportunities that come up around this time of year. But I want you all to be aware of the positions you're applying for and make sure that you're going to legitimate websites and only giving your information to legitimate hiring employers. You don't want to just give your information to some Tom, Dick, and Harry who says that they're a recruiter or says that they have their company and they're looking for someone with your experience. So, a couple things I want to point out and say that you want to be aware of if you are applying for a job. I've mentioned them previously, but I'm going to bring them up again. First and foremost, if they ask you for any money for supplies to begin your job, it's a problem. No one should ever be asking you for money to provide you with the tools you need to do your work. That's not how it works. I have a laptop for my company that I'm employed by. They sent it to me along with a host of other things. I did not have to pay them in order to receive the items I needed to do my job. Extra monitor, laptop, screen protectors, things like that. They don't make you pay them for those. So don't fall into a trap of sending someone your money in order to begin a position. It's not real. Second thing to look out for is people asking you who you bank with. No real HR department is going to ask you who you bank with in order to find out if it's compatible with payroll. That's a common one that comes up, and that's not a real question. We never ask anyone that. If they have a payroll system, it's going to be compatible. It doesn't matter who you bank with. As long as you have a routing and account number, you're good. So don't ever answer that question. It's not a real question and they are trying to scam you. Okay, so keep that in mind. Pay attention to the email address of the person who's reached out to you about the job. Are they emailing you from a real company email with the domain attached to it, or are they emailing you from a Gmail, Hotmail, or Yahoo account? And if it's a Hotmail account, just close your laptop screen right away. No shade to anyone who has a Hotmail address, but also shade. No one is emailing you from Microsoft from a Yahoo email account to offer you employment. That just doesn't happen. Now, sometimes they do work with third-party recruiters who reach out to you from their company's email address, but it should be branded. If they're any good, they should have a branded email account and not be emailing you from a Gmail account. It's like $5 a month to have your own domain, right? Don't reply. Just don't. If you notice a bunch of typos in the job ad and it's on Indeed, especially like an Indeed, a Monster, if they can't pay attention enough to proofread the job posting, don't waste your time applying for it. And this is especially true for people looking for administrative assistant positions and things like that that are more general. Don't apply to anything that looks sketchy and has a bunch of typos, especially if you're applying for an administrative assistant position where they want you to be detail oriented. It's probably a scam. Also, if you go through one quick interview and then they come back at you with a job offer, I always tell people to avoid that because that's not the norm. That's not the norm at all. I'm not saying you have to have 10 interviews, but normally one quick interview with a recruiter and then they give you a job offer. That's because they want you to feel comfortable and then start your onboarding process where they have you filling out like your banking information and stuff like that. That's not the move. Don't fill it out. Just close the laptop. Even with warnings out there, there are times that people do fall for some of these scams, and I want you to know that there's something that you can do. The first thing you need to do is report it. If you can get in contact with the company that you thought you applied for, let them know, because a lot of times they have legal teams that will investigate. As a matter of fact, back in September, and this is now November of 2022, in September, I had a young lady reach out to me because she thought she had an interview. Well, she didn't think she had an interview. She had an interview, and then they were asking her about the banking information. And I was like, nope, that's not one of our people. There were so many red flags in that job, but you wouldn't know what you don't know, right? But luckily for her, she did a little investigative work and looked at the person who she would be reporting to, and some of the things they said he did. It didn't match up. It did not match up. This C-suite executive is not over here running payroll. It's a lie. So there are things that you can do to follow up afterwards. You keep all that information, save all the screenshots, the phone numbers, the email addresses. Unfortunately, they usually never find these people, as far as I know, but you have to start getting the word out there so people know what to look out for. If you provided your banking information, tell your bank immediately. Credit cards, debit cards, put it all on notice. Get a lock on your social security number or on your credit if you've provided your social security number to anyone. Identity theft is real, especially out here in Atlanta. Scammers go real hard out here in Atlanta, so lock everything down after that. Contact the Better Business Bureau and let them know. If you have any information you can report on the people who reached out to you, report it to them, and also report it to the police so that you can get a police report to protect yourself if you're found liable for anything that should happen with your funds or your bank account. That's one people don't remember to do. Thanks so much for watching this video. And if there's anything you want me to follow up on, a topic that you want to hear me talk about, drop a comment below or ask any questions. I'll see you all in the next video.